Hi everyone, this is Jiggie, a portrait and wedding photographer from the Philippines, and welcome to the channel. So in this video, I will show you how to mix continuous light and flash. So before anything else, if you guys haven't subscribed to the channel and you really want to learn off-camera flash photography, then I suggest you subscribe to this channel because I upload videos like this every 3 to 5 days. Now, it would also be better if you actually click that notification bell so that the moment I upload a new video, you will be notified. And if you want to see some of the images that I've created, you could always follow me on Instagram. It's at Jiggie Alejandrino. So with that out of the way, as I said in my intro, we will be discussing how to balance continuous light and flash. So the continuous light that I will be using is this one. This is the Nanlite Forza 60B, and I have a projection attachment attached to it. What does this projection attachment do? It basically allows us to project a pattern to whatever surface that we want. And I've already put in here a pattern. It's actually a mix of basically some trees and some other patterns. It's a mixture of two patterns that I'm putting it in here. Okay. Now this is a 36-degree version. In other words, it has a wider spread. That's why it's perfect for small home studios like this. I also have here lighting me, which we will be using in today's video, an FS 150, also from Nanlite, with a 122 cm Octabank from Phottix. That's the one that's serving as our main light now, which is illuminating everything. Then the flash that I will be using is this one. This is my Sony F60RM, mounted on a MagMod MagGrip with a mag shoe, and this one. This is a MagBeam. In the MagBeam, I also have a pattern installed. This is basically just a slit. This one I will be using so that I can pinpoint where my light is hitting. Now, as you can see, I also have a set up here. This is just a plain gray background from Savage, and I have here a 5 foot by 7 foot hand-painted canvas backdrop from Kate Backdrop. This is a beautiful backdrop, one of my favorite types of backdrops, this hand-painted ones. Okay, so we will do this. I'll put my projection attachment somewhere here, and my flash will be placed somewhere here. And then now, let's get into what camera I am using. So the camera that I'm using is my Sony A7R Mark IV with a 50mm 1.4 lens. Now, the reason why I chose my 50mm 1.4 is because I'm shooting about a half body to a 3/4 portrait, and I think the 50mm focal length would be perfect for that. Now, my flash will also be controlled using this one. This is the WRC1M from Sony. With this particular trigger, it now allows me to actually control my flash using the in-menu system of the Sony camera, which I've actually set in one of the custom function buttons. Okay, so basically now, all we have to do is dial in our settings in our camera. But the difference with this particular shoot as compared to the previous videos that I've done is that I will not be removing the ambient light. In other words, I will be shooting with this ambient light in the shot, but I will still be controlling it. As you can see now, this is the proper exposure of this ambient light. But I don't want it like this, I want it darker. So I will either adjust my ISO, my shutter speed, or my aperture. My ISO now is set at ISO 100, which I want to keep to get the best possible image quality. Then 1.4 aperture is what I want to be shooting in because I want to at least do a little bit of blurring in the background. Even though my subject will be very near the background, therefore we're not going to get too much bokeh, but there will still be a little bit of bokeh. That's why I'm shooting at 1.4. So now the other way to be able to control the ambient light is the shutter speed. So right now we are at 1/60, and I will bring it down to maybe 1/320, which is now technically about 2 stops underexposed. I think I like this one already now. So now that I have my existing ambient light set, let's turn on this other light, which is the Forza 60B. So I will turn this on and put this at full power, and this one will project a beautiful pattern there, as you can see. This particular projection attachment allows you to actually control the sharpness of the shadow that is being projected on the wall. Okay, what is the power of this one? That's about 100%. Though if you want to be able to make it brighter or weaker, we can manually adjust the power of this one to make it weaker or stronger. But since we are balancing with this one, I think full power of the 60 watt is actually perfect, and we are about one stop underexposed. So by being about one stop underexposed, we're bringing out the textures in the backdrop, we're making the colors pop a bit more. Okay, so now last is the flash. The flash now is a bit tricky. The problem with this one is that we can't see where it is actually hitting until we put our subject there. But another reason, of course, on why I chose my Sony F60RM was because, look at this, the pattern is horizontal or vertical. In order for me to get a vertical pattern, I need to be able to tilt my flash. And that's a beautiful thing about this Sony F60RM. Basically, it's like a transformer flash that you can adjust everything to the direction of the light that you want it to go. Okay? So with this one out of the way, I think it's time for me to call in my model. Babe, come on in. You look fantastic, babe. And again, we'd like to thank our friend Mela Jimenez for helping Coco do her makeup virtually, okay? So now this is the actual exposure, the one you are seeing now that we set earlier. This is about 1 to 2 stops underexposed. And we set our shutter speed, which is 1/320 because we are dealing with ambient light. And now it is above the flash sync speed of the camera. So this is what will happen when I turn on my flash. When I turn on my flash, it will automatically remove live view, so that it will not give you an actual representation of our exposure, and take a look at our shutter speed. The moment I turn it on, the shutter speed will go to 1/250 because we are not on high speed sync. So that's what we're gonna do now. So here, I can turn on high speed sync, there, and automatically you will see that the shutter speed again is back to 1/320. So let's take a test shot now. You don't have to do anything yet, babe. Oh, by the way, this is my wife, Coco. She is the model in most, if not all, of my videos here in the channel, just in case you guys are new. All right, so we'll take one test shot. You don't have to do anything again, babe. So this is wood flash and ambient light. As of now, oh, let's take one test shot first without flash. Here you go. This is how it actually looks. So technically, you're not seeing the flash. So that means the flash is too weak. So if the flash is too weak, you don't touch your exposure variables anymore, such as your shutter speed, your ISO, and your aperture, because that's already set for ambient light. The way to be able to control your flash is through your flash power. So my flash power right now is 1/64th of, that's why we hardly see it. Let's put it to full power so we can see what the flash is doing. So if I put it on full power now, there you go. So you see that strip of light there, that is the light coming from the flash, which we will align later depending on the pose of Coco. But I think the light is too strong, so maybe we'll bring it down to 1/4 power, and that should be okay. So babe, can we get into your pose, please? All right. So can you put one leg foot forward? Remember, your light is coming from here, so that's the direction in which you're always going to be looking at, okay? So the technique to be able to see what your flash is doing is you stay directly behind your flash and you look at where it's pointed so that you can direct the flash towards there, and then take a test shot. So you can see there. There we go. I'm hitting your face now. All right. Okay. On the count. 1, 2. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful photo. Wait, don't move that. What I will show them now is how it looks without flash. That's how it looks without flash. We'll take another shot with flash. And that's how we do it. That's how we balance ambient light and flash. And okay, let's start shooting. All right, 1 foot forward, please. And then maybe hold on to your blouse a little bit more this way, yes. There's a thin strand of hair here that you might want to tuck back, yeah. All right. I love it. You look good, babe. Very nice. Very nice. Can you give a little bit more angst to your pose? Maybe you could step back a bit. There. All right. Okay. Now, the fact that she stepped back, my flash might be off. So let me see. Just slightly off. All right. There we go. Get into the pose. Yes. There. I love that. I love that. I love that. Beautiful. My flash is a bit off. But keep that pose, please, so I can see. There. Perfect. Okay. Lean forward a bit more. There. Chin down. Beautiful. Oh, I love that. I love that. I love that. Now maybe profile more to your right. There. Perfect. I love it. So that's basically how we mix continuous light with flash. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And again, basically what we did here is that we have our existing ambient light, which is brought to us by a Nanlite FS150 with a 120 cm, which is illuminating everything. You look fantastic, babe, in the pictures. I'll show it to you later. So we then exposed for this ambient light. Then we added the Nanlite Forza 60 with a projection attachment to give this beautiful pattern here. And we balanced that light to the power of the FS600. The FS150, I'm sorry. Then afterwards, we put in our flash, which is a Sony F60RM here. That's the one that's actually illuminating the face of Coco and removing any shadows that aren't really pleasing in terms of how it's hitting her face, and that was the output. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please do subscribe to the channel, and while you're at it, click that notification bell so that you get notified every time we upload new videos such as this. And if you want to see more of my images, feel free to follow me on Instagram. It's at Jiggie Alejandrino. Thank you very much again, Coco. Okay, so till the next video.